People of God, I'm back with another quick message. I wanted to talk about how God has a name for every worldly label. You know how there's terms going around like narcissist and things like that. God has a name in the Bible for each and every mental disorder or personality disorder. And I'll never disregard seeking therapy or additional help for any mental health issues because it's vital in the natural to get that taken care of. But I believe most things are spiritual, whether we accept it or not. The things that show on the surface is what's overflowing in our heart, because it's a spirit behind everything. That's why God tells us to test the spirits. 1 John chapter 4 verse 1 says, "Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world." God is telling us to test the spirit behind everything, to see if it's from God. Most personality and mental health issues come from strongholds, unclean spirits, and spiritual deficiency. If we are lacking the time that we spend in the presence of God, it weakens our spirit and opens doors to demonic, unclean spirits to latch onto us. This is how we get the spirit of depression, the spirit of anger, the spirit of manipulation, the spirit of suicide. I truly believe that God has the cure. He can deliver, heal, and cast out every stronghold, every unclean spirit that a person may be dealing with. I am a witness to this. Sometimes a doctor can't diagnose what is spiritual. We stand in the presence of God, seeking the face of God. Praying and fasting helps us to better manage our emotions. Now, I'm not saying that just disregard seeking help through a doctor for mental health issues, but most of the issues that people have, the personality disorder, the narcissist, the Jezebel, these are all spiritual, demonic spirits behind a person, causing them to act in a certain way because their spirit is open to demonic manipulation. So they are basically a puppet for the enemy, and they don't have control over their spirit. Like in Proverbs, it says, a person who doesn't have control over their own spirit is like a city with no walls. You know, people come in and come out, things come in and come out. That's why it's so important to stay in the presence of the Lord, because He creates in us a clean heart. He renews the right spirit in us, and He gives us peace, our spirit, peace and joy. Now, a person who has peace and joy, they're not operating in a spirit of depression. They're not operating in a spirit of manipulating other people. They're not operating in a spirit of suicide, ready to give up. When we open our spirit up to demonic strongholds and unclean spirits, those spirits are now in control of the person, causing them to have these feelings that are not from God. So Philippians 4 verse 6 through 7 says, "Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus." Key word, your hearts and minds. What's overflowing in our heart will destroy our mind if it's negative. If we are resting in the Lord and staying in the Lord's presence, we will receive that peace in our mind and our hearts that surpass all understanding of this world, and not be open to unclean spirits latching onto us, causing mental health issues and emotional trauma or problems. So I just wanted to encourage the people of God to remember that God has the cure for these things. Sometimes even the medication and things that the doctor prescribes to you is not necessarily going to get rid of something that is spiritual. I've been through this myself, so I feel I can speak on it. Sometimes you have to go to God, the source, to figure out what it is that you're going through that's causing your spirit to be not at rest. Was causing you to be open to unclean spirits that have you operating out of your flesh and tormenting you emotionally. So I just pray you all have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you again soon.